Ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-bum. I got him, you got him, we got him. Comic issues, yeah!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Comic Issues, the show where I collect them and you select them. We're on to episode 5, rolling right along. I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but Harry Potter's getting picked up by HBO Max. Well, I guess they already they own it, but they're having a TV show they think that's going to come out, which makes Mystic number 15 a good pickup if you find in the dollar bin, which you might not be able to do that anymore, but I did back in August of 2019 for $1.80. I went back and checked my records, and now I'll show you the cover of Mystic 15 here, so you know what it looks like, and I'll also post what that comic's going for right now on eBay on some things. It's probably just going to go up, just because it's the first appearance of Harry Potter and unofficially in a comic. It's a pretty cool comic, anyways. It's about there's this bar out in the middle of nowhere. You can't just get to it. You have to have magical powers to get there, and it's full of cameos from a vast majority of comics, Marvel, DC, Top Dog, all kinds of different comic characters. But let's get into the show. We'll go ahead and do we have eight selections here to spin. So we'll go ahead and spin the wheel, and we'll get that comic together. Here we go. Ooh. K2 has it. Almost B12, but it's K2. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Alright, went and got the comic. I have it in the envelope. Let's open it up and see what we get. Ooh. Year of the Villain. It's a pretty new one. I'm not sure when. I think it's from last year. It's Year of the Villain. The offer Hawkman. It's got a pretty cool cover. Usually when I see I think I bought this because it's all black cover. Usually these are hard to keep at a high grade. So even this now, it's on the plastic. But yeah, they can go up in value. I mean, I don't know if anything goes on in this one or not, but I bought this just because of the all black cover. So it's got cool art. Let's I'll go ahead and read it, and we'll come back with the review. Pashasha. Whew. I give this comic one of these guys. It was not good. Wasn't good. I'm sorry that you'll have to listen to this, but it wasn't great. So it was written by Robert Venditti. I guess that's how you say his name. He did Green Lantern Volume 5 and some other stuff, Hal Jordan and Green Lantern Corps. I don't know if I'll ever read those, if it's any indication of this one. I don't know if he was the person that came up with the idea for this, but it's yeah. And then the penciler was Pat Olive. He's not done much. Maybe Spider-Girl, JSA Classified, and Firestorm. So he's kind of like the B list, I guess, of. But I mean, he's working, so that's awesome. Nothing against him, but the inker didn't do him any favors in this one. And you'll see from my panel pick. Actually, I will get to it. Anyways, let's do some backstory on Hawkman. He was created by writer Gardner Fox and artist Dennis Neville. His first appearance was in Flash Comics #1, published by All American Publications in 1940. So he's been around a long time. And because of that, he has one of the most confusing backstories of any character in all of DC, due to everybody trying to reinvent him to make him better. It was hard to really find out what his real backstory was, like accepted backstory was, but there's like 3 different characters that he usually comes back as. And some backstories even try to merge them all together somehow. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of Hawkman. I don't think his powers are. He has some gear, his belt and his wings, and his weapon are made out of nth metal. And I think nth metal is in Dark Knights of Metal. If you read that, the art's really cool. I think it's a lot of good stuff came from that. I didn't really care for that story, but well, the story was good, but the ending, I didn't really like the ending. But give it a shot. I think it's a couple 6 or 8 issues or something like that. And I was wrong. This actually came out in September of 2019. So I guess with 2020 being what it was, I kind of don't remember much of that. So in this, and he also has some enhanced physical strength, and he can fly with the nth metal. In this volume of Hawkman, his first incarnation was Cathar the Deathbringer, and what happened was in this one he keeps reincarnating until he has saved as many lives as he's taken when he was Cathar Deathbringer. So I guess he's killed so many people that he just doesn't know when he'll ever stop reincarnating. And I think in some iterations of Hawkman, there's also a woman that he's trying to find. I think there was a TV show too that was kind of the where Hawkman was in it, and he was trying to find his soulmate, I guess. This also reminds me of a show that was out for I think it was 1 season. It's called Forever, and this doctor, he was on a ship with a bunch of slaves and stuff, and somehow it capsized and they all died because of him. And so now he has to come back to life as many times as the people that died on that ship and live all their lives. And he's a coroner, and he helps find people who are on his slab, find the killers and stuff. And he keeps coming back in the Hudson River. That's a cool show, but it got canceled, I think. Anyways, onto the comic. There's really not much to say about it. Not a lot happens. It starts off in Kenya. It's just Hawkman's trying to journal out his past lives. That would be cool to try to figure out, if they were going to go into that, like some of the cool stuff he's done, but they really don't. He wakes up with the nightmare of the vision of him killing all those people, and this guy shows up. They didn't really say who he was, but it's one of Hawkman's friends or something. He's in a village, and he's looking for peace. Hawkman is in Kenya. He thinks he'll find it there. So the first 6 or 7 pages is just Hawkman trying to convince this guy that he reincarnates and does all this stuff. And his name is, Hawkman's usually referred to as Carter Hall, or some kind of iteration like that if he comes back in the Egyptian times. So then he flies off for some reason. And the next page, it's kind of a cool shot. It's just Hawkman flying, and there's a bunch of African wildlife just running underneath him for some reason. I'm not really sure what that they were trying to get across there. But so he flies up to Mount Kenya, and there's some kind of shrine in there that only opens every once in a while at a certain point, a certain daylight or whatever. And he's the only person not in the tribe that knows this. This information is really not relevant. It doesn't ever pertain to anything else in the story. So he goes in and he starts, he lights this fire, and it shows all this depiction of stuff on the walls. And he starts just meditating and looking at this little idol, which is supposed to bring peace and calmness. And then he gets attacked by a shadow, his own shadow. So he gets up and he starts fighting with it. He's like, "Show yourself." And the shadow's like, "Okay, guess who I am? I'm the Shadow Thief." And So they start fighting it out, and he eventually beats up Hawkman, and he's like, "I've got powers now, like that you don't believe or whatever." And guess what he does? You'll never guess it. Yep, he steals his shadow, takes it right out the cave. They don't explain what he does with it. Then he sends other shadows to destroy the cave, the paintings and stuff. And Hawkman's mad about this because I guess Hawkman has a history of trying to save cultures and stuff like that, their artwork and things like that. He's usually like an archaeologist, I guess, and when he comes back. And the last shot is Lex Luthor. A drone comes flying into the city. Lex Luthor gets beamed out of the drone, like a image of him, and he's talking to this to the Shadow Thief, and he says, "I can enhance your abilities to where not only can you become a shadow, but you can control all shadows." And then it says, "Darkness is coming." That's it. That's the whole thing. This comic was mostly made up of ads for other things, and like a 6 to 8 page run of Batman versus Superman preview #1 at the end of this comic, which looked a lot better and more interesting than this comic. So this one, I didn't think we would get to it, get this early in the process, but we've hit our first whammy. It wasn't good. Give it a read if you want to. I'll show you my my art panel pick. The ink is just so scratchy and just looks rushed, and it's not good. This is a picture of Mount Kenya, so I'll pop it up here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I wouldn't recommend reading this one, but with your help and comments below and likes, maybe we can get a better one next time. So comment below which one you would like to see, and maybe the next one will be better. Thanks for viewing. See ya.